Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Entertainment Plug. Happy Saturday. Glad that you guys are with me today. It's been a few weeks since I did a show, or since I did a virtual show, because, of course, the show is still running on the station each and every Saturday. But I'm glad that you guys are with me today. We are just doing 1 hour today. So I know we usually do 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. We're just doing the 10 a.m. hour today. And I'm excited. I'm excited about our guest today. I am just getting to know her brand, just getting to know her music. I had an opportunity a few weeks back. Time goes so fast, so it may have been about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks since I was on a virtual call with her, and it was amongst other artists and musicians as well. But I had an opportunity to kind of get, a chance to know who she was at that point. Then I listened to a little bit of the music, her album, which actually has been out since 2003. So it's been out here some time. She's been kind of doing the footwork and the leg work and promoting and just getting her name and her face out here. So I'm happy to introduce Nikki Solomon to the show. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Listen, I'm really excited about having you on the show. I like to bring people on the show who just are diverse. We don't, necessarily want to do the same thing all the time and have the same type of people on the show. So it's good to be able to have you here on the show. So if you wouldn't mind, tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Nikki Solomon from the Caribbean. If you have ever heard of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm from the beautiful Caribbean island, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm a singer-songwriter. I have an album called Off the Chain. You can check that out on YouTube. James saw it and he likes, my work. Also, I have a lot more work that I wrote, a lot of music to come in the future, a lot of albums in the future. So get on board, check out my work. I'm looking forward to feedback from you all. I know that some of the songs will be relatable. So you can check it out after on YouTube and all of that. And it's a pleasure to be here with everyone. And, we'll get to know each other.
So I think this is really really cool. I would love for you to kind of take us back to the beginning, like when you got into music. And I know this started as a child for you, so you've been doing this for a long time. But kind of tell everybody how you got into, or when did you know that you really wanted to do this as a career?
Right. So basically, how it started is I used to write like poems and just because I was very quiet and introverted. So I used to just write like my emotions or if I'm happy, if it's sad, that type of thing. And it had times when I had to write it for things for school or for church or just an event. And people would comment on it and say, wow, this is amazing. You did this by yourself. So that's when I realized like it wasn't something, because for me it's natural, but to other people they're really fascinated or impressed. And I was like, really like, okay, there's something there. But so I continued to write just for my personal, just to express myself. And but when I really realized that I really wanted to sing, my father was very obsessed with Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. So he used to listen to that a lot at home. So everything, CDs, Mariah, Whitney, whatever. And I used to sing and I used to feel like, okay, I really want to do this. And I used to have like a brush and use it as a mic and singing and saying, imagine there's a crowd there and just really feeling like really passionate about it. And the first song that I wrote, but for myself personally, was Say Goodbye. That's one of on my album. I wrote that because my cousin passed away suddenly, and it was so unexpected and it was so painful that I was just saying Say Goodbye basically talks about that you left and it was so unexpected. Why didn't you say goodbye basically? And my husband heard this song and he said, wow, this song is really amazing. Like years later, he said, because at the time it would have been too emotional to record it. So years later, he said, why don't you record it? So I said, okay, well, we will. And I got amazing feedback concerning Say Goodbye because it's relatable to everybody because there's always somebody who's close to you that you lost, and sometimes it's sudden, so the impact is worse when it's sudden. Loss is loss, but when it happens suddenly, it's just like you're not expecting it, so it's so traumatic. So say goodbye, right? When I did say goodbye, my manager sent it out. My husband and Pascal Solomon, and I have a other manager, Mr. Nightbold, Wendell Nightbold. He sent it out, and Tessa and Chin was having a concert. The singer, songwriter, the winner of voice, she was having a concert coming out in Jamaica. They normally have it every year. So she ended up saying, could Nikki send us a song for me? I'll show it on the big screen and it could premiere in Jamaica in the event. So I said, okay, sure. So we sent Loving You to the Jamaicans. It saw it first and it was premiered there. And then we got a wonderful feedback. And she also said, when you finish your album, we'll market it. We'll do that as a gift. We'll market it, do the album cover. So, I got a really good support and a good start there. So when I finished my album, Off the Chain, she supported me in that way and I got really, really good feedback overall from everyone. So I just want to thank everybody who supported me in that way. So that's how my journey started. It's just from a child knowing that I loved it, and I just continued to write. But my other passion was psychology as well. So I did
So
my
you're in school for
degree,
psychology.
degree. Yeah, so I graduated with cum laude and stuff. So I did, those were my two passions, helping people and also singing and writing. And with time I realized how much of an impact because people around the world would message me on different social media platforms and say, this really touched me. I could relate to this because most of the songs or all of the songs are relatable to different groups of people. And as I say, basically with death and passing, everybody would experience that type of loss. So it had people reach out to me. Yes, I understand. I went through this. And my music is about touching lives and, just reaching people. So it's really amazing. I think that's the most amazing thing that happened in the midst of it all, that lives are being affected in a positive way through my
Yeah.
music.
You have a really beautiful voice, which naturally is going to attract a lot of people to your
Thank
music.
you.
But, the ultimate key is having something, like you said, that's relatable and something that people can really apply to their own lives and for what's happening, in their lives from day to day. And I think that because of the content that you have on Off the Chain, which really is an amazing project. Like I always think that the best albums are the ones that have like 10 songs or less, like maybe 9 or 10 songs. And it's like we kind of get to like the really good stuff that artist has.
Yeah.
You have a lot of artists who have released projects like that just have maybe about 9 or 10 songs. You have the D'Angelo's and so many other people, but I think that a lot of people are definitely able to relate to the content that you have here. Like, talk a little bit about the overall promotion process, being in the Caribbean. Like, how is it promoting your music there as opposed to doing it here? I mean, obviously, you've kind of made it to, getting it out on different platforms here in the United States. But how is the process over there in Trinidad and the Caribbean?
Right. So the promotion process was basically, well, we did a lot of it on our own because it's it was a lot for us to do, but we did it on our own because we were sending it out because we took it upon ourselves to send it out to different people, like my manager knew certain people internationally because he's like a stage manager, and he would meet with different artists when they come, different ones from around the world, like Rihanna, said Tessan, who I spoke about, and different people. So he would send it out to them, and they would tell him, well, give him feedback and things like that. I would email it to certain people and I would get feedback, send it out to people in my country, the United States, liaise with people, make connections and promote it myself. And also in terms of the process with actually doing the album, my husband, he was the one who really like put investing money into everything because we didn't have like sponsors. So it was really like a hard journey. He would take on like two, three jobs just to make sure we have the studio money and different things. So once it was completed, I mean, the harder work was done to actually get the project done. So we just started sending it out. As I said, my other manager, Mr. Nightfall, had certain connections. So he would send it out to them and they would, give it to other people and things like that. So the connection was made that way.
How did you get to the urban influencers? And I definitely want to make sure that I shout them out, like the whole team over there. You got James, you got Tangi, you got Lena, and so many other people who are instrumental in helping artists to really get their music across. Not just their platform, but out to all of the journalists and publicists and media personalities and whatnot. How are you able to connect with the urban influencers?
Right. So I don't know if you know Carlton Solomon, but that's my husband's cousin. So he told us about it.
Oh,
So yeah, and he told us that it would be really great for me to get that exposure. So he spoke to the community and they said they would be willing to invite me to it.
no, I think
So
it
that's
was.
how invitation and I'm very
Yeah.
grateful. Thanks so much for having me, urban community.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing that you were on that platform, and obviously that's how your music got to me, and I was able to check it out. Is
Yeah.
what type of feedback have you been getting, since being on the platform, and with getting your project out there a little bit further.
It has been great feedback. Actually, DJ Stevie Music, he last Sunday he featured two of my songs, "Loving You" and "Plaguing." He really liked it as well, and he told me, he emailed me after the show. I told him, thanks so much for having me, and he told me he had amazing feedback on his end, so he's gonna add some more tracks to his 24 hours rotation, which he did with the first two, "Loving You" and "Plaguing." So far I got you and DJ Stevie Music. So and one person as well too, she also told me that to connect with her from the 24th, after the 24th. So I'm gonna definitely, reach back out to her. So far so good.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good, and like I said, the album is really good. Definitely. Judgment Day is doing amazing. Like, when I go online and on YouTube and I'm listening to the album, like Judgment Day has really done amazing. Um,
Thank
are,
you.
have you started putting together like videos or any type of visuals where people can watch?
For Judgment Day. Well, for the adults, you saw the videos,
Just for the entire project.
right? Oh, okay. Well, the entire project, the only song that doesn't have a video is Judgment Day, but every other song there, "Loving You," "Plaguing," "In My Heart," all the others, there's actually videos for that on YouTube. So Judgment Day is the only one, and yeah, I would like to possibly do one for Judgment Day in the future, but a lot of money was spent before on the others, and then last minute we were like, Tessa loved Judgment Day, and she was like, we have to put Judgment Day on the track as a bonus track. So that was like a last minute decision, and it was really a good decision. So I think that, yeah, Judgment Day needs a video because even my producers was like, I love Judgment Day and I can't wait to see a video for it. It'll be interesting to see a video, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know how it is when you do everything out of pocket, it's very costly when you don't have sponsors and stuff. So, that's the only challenge. That was one challenge. And another one I forgot to mention is that when I was almost done the album, my mom passed suddenly as well. So that was another say goodbye moment for me based on what I wrote before. And it was really, really tough to finish the album, but I know she was looking forward. So she died in 2022 and it was released in 2023, like about 2 months after. So it was like a bittersweet moment. It was really tough. It was. But, you know, the person who was doing the videos, for me, he was very understanding. So in between, he would stop and he would say, Nikki, okay, you need a break, how are you doing, you know, because he was aware of the situation, but I was just questioning myself. I took like a few weeks to grieve. I was still grieving, but I just meant like, you know, I just went back to work because I know that she would have wanted that. She was really excited, and I know that, you know, just putting it on pause would mean that I would just be in a corner feeling really, really down. So I just pushed myself. So it was a lot of challenges, but I'm glad that I persevered and the outcome was a good one. It was worth it.
Who were your influences, coming up and getting into music? Who were the I'll say the artists who influenced you?
Right. Well, as I mentioned before, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, um, like Beyonce, um, many of them actually. Well, my sister, she was into like Gladys Knight and stuff. And yeah, and Lionel Richie, my older sister. So I used to be around that type of music. I was like, it was really good music, like really foundational music, like my parents, like Aretha Franklin. So that's the type of music I would hear, and that shaped me in wanting to have some deep music, you know, like the music that from back in the day, people be like, why you what you listen to that type of music, you know? But I really feel it because that's what I grew up hearing. But the more modern ones would be like Beyonce, Jasmine Sullivan, and those type of singers, Jennifer Hudson, you know, but I had some old school ones that really shaped me too, and I really I wanted to make an impact like that. That was what it is.
I love that you mentioned Jasmine Sullivan. I can actually picture you and Jasmine Sullivan actually doing something together. Like, if you had an opportunity to work with one artist right now, who would that be?
Wow. Yeah, that I mean Jasmine Sullivan is great. Yeah. And Jennifer Hudson and Tessa and Chin, definitely Tessa. Because I love Tessa. Alicia Keys too as well. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh. Yeah.
yeah. Who are you
Yeah, but
like? Who are you listening to today? Like, of today's artists? Like, there's a lot of artists who are, obviously dropping new music. You have Tyler. Here in the States, you have Coco Jones. Like, there's so many people, and even the male artists too. I mean, there's a couple of artists who are dropping new music right now. Like, what are you listening to these days?
yeah, I listen to like some of like Ariana songs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I listen to Tyler as well. And sometimes I just put on music, and if I'm drawn to it, I'll listen to that person. I listen to some of Taylor Swift's music as well, just like a variety. And sometimes, you know, when you listen, you get little ideas, and that's how my writing processes go as well. Sometimes I'll be looking at a movie, and I'll just hear somebody say a phrase, and then from there, I'm like, okay, this is a song because I heard the word unstoppable and I was like, okay, there's a song and I wrote an entire song called Unstoppable. Yeah.
now I think it's definitely amazing. Have you started working on new music now? Because I know this project, Off the Chain, has been out there since May 2003, I believe it was that it dropped.
Yes. So yeah, well, I write every day. and I practice and different ideas would come, but I haven't started recording yet. But I want to definitely do that this year. I have a lot of material, but as I said, when you know you doing it on your own in terms of your sponsors, that type of thing, the cost is a lot. So it's basically that's I think that the that is it basically because in terms of having all the creative stuff I do, I have all a lot of songs written. I don't even know how much,
Yeah.
how many. Yeah.
Yeah, you make a
So
good point. It's definitely very expensive to, obviously put this stuff together and promote it and get it out there to people. What is your goal as an artist? Just in terms of being independent versus being maybe signed to a label or with a major label. Like, where do you feel like you want to transition as you continue in your artistry?
right. So for now, independence is good, because I have a lot of control over myself. But
Absolutely.
I right, because I'm writing, I do things my way. But I don't have an issue with a label. But I must, it must have certain things that reflect who I am. And it will definitely, I would look at it as not something that I would say, oh, definitely not. But I must look at it, liaise with my husband, make sure we comfortable, make sure a lawyer explain everything, and I make sure I know what I am getting into. So that's not an issue, but it's certain things are non-negotiable with my standard, my morals, certain things that I stand for. It must be in line with that.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. You make a lot of good points, and you definitely want to have that artistic control, and to be able to have a say in what goes out, what doesn't go out, and how you promote it, and that sort of thing. But then it's kind of a catch-22 because it's so expensive to do it. So it's always going to be good to have that money and that support coming in. But I think that you're doing amazing. I mean, especially with you and your husband being a team. Like it's I when you look at the careers of the Beyoncés and like their the family is involved, and it's like that people really have your back.
Yes.
So now, what does the future look like, just in terms of continuing to promote off the chain?
Right. So I just wanna do some more, but I didn't put my genres in a box. So I have different types. So if you notice, every song people normally comment on that. Every song is different, so it's not sounding similar. So my goal is to just not put myself in a box. So if the inspiration comes in a particular direction, I would package it that way. I wouldn't write off and say no, it's hip hop. I wouldn't do hip hop. I would do anything. So anything that inspiration comes. So what I want to do is this year I want to release a couple singles, because I have it written as I said. So I want to release a couple singles, and those singles will eventually be an album. So my next move is to do a second album. That's what I want. That's my desire, my aspiration, my goal.
Now, I think that's really cool. What about shows? Like, have you been doing shows, or where are things in terms of that?
Yeah, I've done a few shows in terms of events like hotels, sometimes anniversary events, um just different in restaurants, hotels, and like it had a jazz festival here, so I ended up doing performers, I guess, artists. So that's there also that. But in terms of a lot of performance, nothing so far because in my countries, a lot of soca. I don't know if you know much about Trinidad, but a lot of these music is more geared towards soca and that type of thing. So my music is more like R&B and reggae. So it doesn't exactly have a market too much for that, but based on my music being so good, I would get the invitation to do certain things. But here is more a soca based type of country. So yeah. So that's what it is.
Okay. In turn, and the promotion work that you'll be doing, like, will you get over here to the States to do any of that stuff, or will you just be doing everything there in Trinidad?
Sorry.
And as you continue to do your promotion, will you do any of that here in the U.S.?
I would love to. Yes, definitely. That's one of my goals too, because even a guy from the UK was really he spoke with my husband. They were listening concerning work and stuff. And he was really impressed with my work, and he was saying, Nikki will do so well in the UK. If you come over here, they will love her. She's a gem. So I would love it to do like promotion in the UK, United States. I just say I don't limit my work. Once the opportunity come, I try my best to reach everybody as far as I could. Even a guy in Kenya, he said, Nikki, when I get rich, wherever you perform in life, I want to come to see you. And I was really happy to know that it's reaching everywhere. So
Yeah.
in terms of promotion, I would love that. And I'm pushing myself and trying to make those opportunities come through hard work.
No, I think and just kind of piggybacking off of what I said in the beginning, I think that you've done an amazing job just in terms of getting it out there. You're touching a lot of people. I would love to see you live. So, definitely, when you hit the States and you start doing shows here in the US, I'll definitely, I would definitely love to come out to a show and listen to you sing live. I think it's definitely amazing. What are the chances I can get you to hit a couple notes here on this video before we end out?
Okay, well, okay. All
Your,
right.
your choice.
Loving you for the longest time, but I just can't tell you, yeah. I've been so emotional, baby, all this time, but I just ain't ready, yeah. Baby, how you stole my heart. How I can't let go. Oh, baby, how I love you so. How I can't let go.
That's
Yes, so
that's how you
it's
pull them
lovely.
in. Like that. That's amazing. That was beautiful, and I think that's a testament.
So it's not of the best, but yeah, and the cool now going, but
Yeah, but it sounds beautiful though, and it's a testament to what people will get, when they actually get off the chain. So all of you who are watching, I'm glad that you guys are tuned in. You had an opportunity to hear her, so that she's got a voice on her. You know that she's good. Get your copy of Off the Chain. That's all I can say is get your copy of Off the Chain. It is out there. Where can people get it? Like, is it on all streaming platforms?
Yes, it's on Amazon, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, yeah, everywhere. And if you want to see the amazing videos he's referring to, go on YouTube. They are all there except Judgment Day, as I mentioned.
Absolutely. Where else can people find you online, like your social media and website and that sort of thing?
Right. So on Instagram, Nikki underscore artist. Even on TikTok, Nikki underscore Solomon. Yeah, and well, YouTube is Nikki Solomon's channel, so you can look there. Only one thing with Loving You, at the moment, Loving You is off of Spotify, and the reason why is because it had so many listeners that Spotify was asking me if I paid any marketing company or whatever for listeners to go up, and I did not, and I was like, what's going on? If just people love the music and that's what happening. But they told me I could put it back up, but I was so surprised because I was saying, okay, well, it's doing so well, they questioning this. So that's something else. But everything else, it's going good, and it's on all the platforms. As I said, all online stores basically. Most of them.
And shout out to Angie. You know that she's part of the Urban Influencers, and she's been here on the video. So definitely shout out to her for watching. She said she loves your music.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, you got a few people popping here on the comments. Tyrone, good morning. I appreciate you for coming on to the video. Any type of final comments, final words, or anything that you want to get out there for the audience?
Sure, yes. I just want to encourage everyone who has everyone has a talent. Don't give up, even if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like, you're doing the work and you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, it will come. Just continue and don't feel like you're insignificant. Everybody has something to offer that the world needs to hear or see, and you going forward means that the younger ones, the little ones, our children, and those coming after us would see our example and do the same. They need to see that it's possible and that, you need to push yourself, and hard work does pay off. Sometimes it takes longer than we would like, but you will see the fruit of your labor, and just be a unique self, and people would see you for your genuine self and they would love your work. Everybody, if it's sports, if it's music, it doesn't have to be music, but you need the world to see you because you have something unique to offer, and God gave you that gift and He specially designed you with that gift. So don't give up and be consistent in what you do.
I love it. I appreciate you for coming on. I'm glad that I had an opportunity to, connect with you and, learn about who you are on the Urban Influencer. So it's really good to bring you here on the platform. Hopefully we can get you back on again, when you have some more things going on or you have some new music dropping. But I appreciate you on this one.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was really a nice experience, and I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
take care of
Thank you
yourself
so much.
and support.
Okay, you have a good day.
Thank you, and we'll talk. Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone. Take care.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This was definitely a short one today. We are coming up on 10:45. I just had one person scheduled for today. Tyrone, thank you so much for watching. Good to see you on here. Tangi, thank you for popping in. I saw a couple other people in the comments up here too. Deshaun, thank you so much for watching. We ain't talked in a long time, Deshaun, but I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate all the support for you guys tuning in. Definitely some more things coming up, some more people coming onto the platform. We have Real Talk with Reese, which is going to be airing today at 1 p.m. with Reese. And then we're going to be at the comedy show with Don D.C. Curry tonight. So we'll have some footage for that. And it's a lot of stuff going on. If you guys have not noticed, we are actually doing some streaming. So as far as the social media and all that jazz, like for the entertainment blog, for Transcendent Culture, and for the other platforms that we have here, we're actually streamlining down to just the one social media platform, which is UG Digital or UGD Media HQ. So UGD Media HQ, and it's going to be that across all platforms. So whether it's Twitter or X and Facebook and Instagram and pretty much anywhere else where we have a username, it's going to be UGD Media HQ. So definitely go on your platforms, follow that. There's a ton of people there already, so make sure that you guys get in. All the other social media accounts will go defunct after March 24th. So still got a month to get that done, to get over to the new platform and join there so that you get all of the updates, all of the news, all of the details. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, share, and you already got your comments in there. And then just make sure that you join the network. So we are actually going to have that out there this afternoon for people to be able to join. So I appreciate you guys. For now, I am going to get out of here. But again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys soon.